Paranoia is in boom. The PR transmissions will assume they'll try to push drugs to keep us all dumbed down and hope that they will never see the truth around. Another promise, another scene, another package lie to keep us trapped in greed. Another green bells wrapped around our minds, an endless red tape to keep the truth confined. They will not force us. They will stop degrading us. They will not control us. We will be victorious.
Hello, another impromptu stream. So today, Biden said something egregious. Oh my fucking God. Today, Biden posted on Twitter, point of view, healthcare is a human right. So, you guys know how I feel about healthcare. It's my life. And I could talk for hours and hours and hours. I won't. But you know, as you guys know, it's pretty much my passion. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but that's how I'm known, is through my activism for healthcare. And before I started going blind, I worked in healthcare for over a decade. I worked in Medicare, medical assistance, helping people who were low income get, insurance, get, the social safety nets they needed, things like LIHEAP and WIC and SNAP, things like that. So I also, am hugely involved in the Medicare for All movement. And I gotta say, Biden never ceases to amaze me with how egregious he is. But today, seeing that, now he said healthcare is a human right before. However, to clarify, when he said it before, he stated healthcare should be a human right. So it was like, oh, I see what you fucking did there. I see what you fucking did there. I'm sorry, I can't see the comments, you guys. You guys know. But I will use my little electronic device afterwards and read the comments. But yeah, so when I saw that, I made a post that I was like, I'm fucking shaking. And Blue MAGA just went batshit. If you look at the comments, it's like, oh, so you want Trump, all the gems. But I mean, let's do a quick breakdown. He said if Medicare for All came to his desk, he would veto it. East Palestine, Ohio, who you guys know I've been to 4 times. I am directly involved with the residents. And when he went, after over a year of being asked, he did not give them 1881A of the Social Security Act, which would have given them Medicare for life, because they were exposed to a toxic environmental tragedy. And it is in the Obamacare. It's in the Affordable Care Act, which he helped co-write. And he did not implement it, which he could have done with the stroke of a pen. Um, the VA system, you want to talk about our troops, the VA system is fucking abysmal. There are over 40 million people who are uninsured and over 30 million people underinsured. And he literally has not done one thing for, I'm not even going to call it healthcare. Nobody in this fucking country has healthcare. People have insurance. So, he said he would do a public option, which is still garbage, but I'm just saying that's what he ran on. What has he done, even insurance or anything, since he became president? Nothing. He hasn't even given that breadcrumb public option bullshit. So not only was this post fucking offensive as hell, what's more offensive is the thousands upon thousands of people who gave it a heart. Because the amount of privilege one must have to actually agree that he is doing a good job in any area, but specifically healthcare in this post, is just so beyond repulsive. First of all, you're stealing Bernie's tagline. Don't get me started on Bernie, because Bernie doesn't give a fuck he's stealing with it. He's stealing it because it's his good friend Joe Biden. But he's stealing that catchphrase because it became this, this catchy thing that we all said since 2015. And when we said it, we actually meant it. But now, you have people who are corporatists, co-opting it and saying it. No, you don't believe healthcare is a human right. You don't. What about when you said that Medicare for all would be an insult to your dead son? Do you guys remember that? His son, who had cancer, when he died, he had $120,000 worth of medical debt. It's a lot of medical debt. I have interacted with cancer patients who have more debt than that, and it's disgusting. The difference between the other cancer survivors that I speak with and the other people who are, in chemo and radiation and getting treatments that are fucking astronomical is they don't have an Obama. And what I mean is they don't have an Obama. When Biden's son was going through that and had $120,000 in medical debt, guess what? Obama went to Biden and said, I will pay it for you. You can look it up. And Biden stated it. Obama stated it. They were very open about it. This was while they were president and vice president. Look it up. So it must be nice to just be able to call a buddy and be like, hey, can you pay my son's medical debt? Because I don't know anyone else who has that privilege. So, you're talking about healthcare as a human right. Millions of people don't even have it. Last March in 2023, March 15th to be exact, so over a year ago, over 15 million people were kicked off of SNAP and Medicaid. Okay, most of them were single mothers. Biden never even so much as made a post about it. And it's been over a year. Healthcare is a human right. Really? Furthermore, women's, abortion, things like that. Women's health is health. That is health. You want to talk about healthcare, that includes services that women get, or any kind of health that anybody gets, any kind of doctor, surgery, medications, anything. What has he done? Let's talk executive orders. People forget, or they try to forget, or they try to ignore the fact that he can do executive orders. These prices of these prescriptions are disgusting. And you know what's really bad? Well, everything. But you know what's even really, really, really bad? Is the fact that when Trump was presidency, and no, I don't support Trump, so shit libs can calm the fuck down. When Trump was presidency, he lowered insulin. It was cheaper under him than it is now. Go fucking figure. But blue diabetes is better. I don't know. But you have these people, in the comments who are like, but Trump. And the thing is, if you go up to a poor person and you tell them, hey, you better vote for Biden, they're going to say, what has he done for me? And you're going to say, but Trump. And they're going to say, what about him? All I care about is the fact I can't fucking pay my bills. I'm about to go homeless. My kids can't eat. What the fuck does it matter who is in office and making me poor? That's what a lot of fucking people are going to say. Because a lot of us who are in certain situations, like me, if I don't have Medicare for all, it doesn't matter to me if I don't have it under Biden or I don't have it under Trump. I don't have it. I'm still thousands in medical debt, regardless of who's president. So when you talk about issues like that and you try to do the better than game, it doesn't fucking work at all. Biden has done nothing. Well, he's done a lot, but nothing good as far as healthcare goes. Now, like I said, I worked in healthcare for over a decade before, my blindness started. So I do want to say, Obamacare, when it first came out, was not a bad thing. And before you go batshit, just let me explain. As someone with good God, my brain broke. Yeah, so my brain literally broke. As when you have medical needs, when you apply for insurance, they were allowed to turn you down. You would have to fill out questionnaires literally asking if you had fucking allergies. One of my medications was for anxiety, but it's also used to treat seizures. So I was turned down for insurance. And I spent thousands and thousands of dollars, wound up in the hospital with kidney stones. That was over $20,000, like all this stuff. So Obamacare did help with giving the ability for anyone and everyone to get insurance. Affordability, that is a different thing. Because yes, when Obamacare started and I could get it, even though I had, hypothyroidism and stuff, I was paying over $800 a month. Plus deductible, plus copays, plus all that bullshit. Okay, so yes, it made people able to get it, which was a small victory for those of us who were privileged enough to be able to work entirely to pay for our fucking insurance. So that was one good thing. And it changed, for a lot of like cancer patients and stuff who couldn't get insurance. That was definitely good. Other than that, it has done nothing except exploit people. We heard the whole, you can keep your doctor. Well, we know that was fucking bullshit. It has given the ability for workplaces to obfuscate and say, hey, guess what? We don't have to pay a damn thing into your insurance because get it in the marketplace. Not our problem. You see these ads and these flyers that are like, oh, Affordable Care Act starts at $39 per person. For what? Like, people were actually, they actually charge more for women who are pregnant. That's considered a disability to insurance companies. Pre-existing condition. Yes, my brain broke. There it is. It came back for a moment. Yeah, they consider that a pre-existing condition. They ask on the form if you wear glasses. Like, they look for anything to upcharge. And the word affordable is so beyond subjective. What is affordable to you is not affordable to me, and so on. Like, I recognize my privilege. I'm fucking broke, but I still have a roof over my head, and I'm still white. Like, that, I have privilege in a lot of ways that other people don't. But a lot of people are so privileged to the point that they're like, everyone has healthcare in this country. People literally say that shit. I'll be like, insurance is not healthcare. Everyone has healthcare if they want it. No, they actually don't. And if you want to even look back, like, you can get into a whole big discussion on COVID and everything like that. But you want to talk about, like, even the numbers with COVID. Okay. Over 300,000 people who died during COVID died because they had no insurance. Just within that 1 year. So even just looking at that, and an average of 68,000 people die every single year without insurance. I personally believe it's way more than that. Because if you think about things, people don't go to the doctor when things start to happen. They're like, oh, I've been feeling this pain for 6 months. That's what happens. I've fucking done it many times. We all have, because we're like, I know something's wrong, and if I go, I'm going to have to go again, and then again, and I'm going to need a procedure, and I'm going to need scans, and I'm going to need tests, and I'm going to need prescriptions. And it's easier in our minds to rationalize just fucking dealing with it. I'd rather just deal with the pain than have to deal with the bills that are going to come from me trying to take care of myself. How sad. But that's exactly how it is. Damn, I wish I could see these fucking comments. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, when I saw that post that, Biden made about, point of view, healthcare is a right, not a privilege. It's, when I say I was literally shaking, like, I mean, I was literally fucking shaking. Because, sometimes I would just like honesty. I would like him to come out and be like, you know what? I don't care if the poorest fucking die. Healthcare is a right to the rich. These rights are for corporations. Corporations are people. Like, just fucking say it, dude. We all know you mean it. Just say it. But the audacity of lying so blatantly as to state something so absolutely is so fucking gross. And I responded to the tweet, and I said something about, East Palestine, Ohio, people are literally having seizures in hospitals and have no insurance, and people have nodules on their lungs and are getting like you know uh spots in tests that they think could be tumors, and all these things, and they don't even have fucking insurance. And you're saying these things, and then I said, I really wish I could literally barf on you, and I do, and I couldn't get in trouble for that because I don't believe in physical violence, but I do believe in going up to someone and barfing on them. And that would be extremely gratifying. Extremely. It's so fucking frustrating to um see this behavior. And like I said, it's not just the egregious fact that he said it, it's the fact that so many bootlickers are praising him for it. And so many people refuse to acknowledge the fact that there are millions and millions and millions of people who do not have that privilege. Um, I have Highmark. Hi, Mark. And I have a big old deductible, lots of copays, premiums every month, all that shit. And I went to get blood work. Every January, like every December, I flip because I'm like, January's coming, deductible starts all over, and it just scares the shit out of me because I know within like a month or two I made it. Which sounds like a good thing, but it's not, because you have to pay the bills before you can continue going to doctors. But anyway, so I went to get my blood taken about 2-3 weeks ago. I have stage 3 chronic kidney disease, and I need my blood tests, my blood taken every 6 months. And what's it take to get your blood taken? A couple minutes? I don't know. It wasn't long. Take your blood, give you a Band-Aid, you leave. With insurance, I have a bill for over $800. Insurance paid $12. They paid $12. This bill comes mere days after I finally paid off a $1,300 bill I was paying $60 a month for over a year. And like 2 days later, I get this fucking bill. I'm not even kidding you. And, people say, these things, and my mom even said this a million times till I was like, fucking listen to me. Especially an older generation, they say, well, all you have to do is pay $1 every month, and they can't do anything about it. That's so not true. That stopped being true a long ass time ago. I've worked in insurance. No, that's not the case at all. You have to, like, before I'm able to even be offered an application for a payment plan, you have to give them so many forms. You have to fill shit out. You have to, like, I have a mortgage. I don't own my house, but, we have a 30-year fucking mortgage. But it's considered owning it. So, like, that automatically takes me out of any kind of forgiveness, or, even though I'm disabled and work for $10 an hour part-time at a fucking warehouse, it doesn't matter. So they do stuff like that. In order to get a payment plan, some places will not do it at all. If you don't qualify for the forgiveness, they won't do an actual payment plan. I am married. My husband works full time. Automatically, I'm fucked. So I mean, I'm fortunate my husband works full time, but it's so bananas. So even to get a payment plan, you have to go through so fucking much. Sometimes people have had to wait till it goes to collections to get a payment plan because they won't work with you. And then once they go to collections, they're like, all right, now if we're going to only get something, it's better than nothing. My aunt has schizophrenia, and she has suffered from it for decades. She and my uncle love each other very much, but they had to get a divorce because he was employed full time, and therefore she could not receive the treatment she needed in assisted living, and receive her mental health treatments and her living aid and things like that. So even though my aunt and uncle love each other, they had to physically get a divorce so that she could get the treatments that she needs. That happened a few decades ago, and I was younger, and I didn't understand fully, like, why. I don't understand why you would divorce someone you love. It doesn't make sense. Like, can't they do something? That doesn't sound right. Like, she needs help. Why can't they get it? Well, because it's like bajillions of dollars if you don't have medical assistance, and there's no way in hell they could have afforded it. So, and working in, healthcare, I saw so many fucking things where, I worked for Medicare, and I worked in appeals and grievances. So, for years. So what I would do is people would, send me, I think this should have been paid and blah, blah, blah. And then I would like investigate and see, okay, yeah, it should have. They just used the wrong code or blah, 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 whatever. I got fired for, I got fired because I kept approving everyone. It's like, because here's the thing. When you start getting a conscience, not that I didn't have a conscience before, but I didn't understand the magnitude, of just how bad people had it. Um, I'll never forget, I had this woman write me a letter in with her application for appeal. And it was a long, long letter, front and back, about how this is what I spend on my my water, my electric, my gas, and she's going down the line, and then she put I do have cable, but that's because I'm elderly and disabled and sit here all day. And I'm like, well, I'm sure as fuck not gonna make this lady cut off her damn cable. Like, what the hell? So in this, not just the front and back letter, she has a packet this fucking thick of copies of all of her bills so that I believe her. And it fucking broke me. I was like, this lady has a basic ass cable. She has, like, I mean, her bills were not necessarily a lot to a lot of people. But when you're elderly and you live by yourself and you're on a limited income, you know how much her appeal was for? The thing she couldn't pay? $24. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it. Should she have paid? Yeah, they billed her. That it was billed correctly. But should she really have paid? Fuck no. So you're damn right I fucking approve that appeal. There's no fucking way I was gonna deny that. Are you fucking kidding me? The woman just did $24 worth of work just to send the damn appeal in. It's fucking nuts. So you take these people who are the most, disparaged and the most, you have elderly, you have disabled, you have poor folk, you have people of color, you have all these people who have all these disadvantages, and then you exploit them on top of it for something as simple as medical care. And everyone loves to prop up Martin Luther King Jr., and especially on his birthday and things like that. And people like Biden, give him props and stuff. But let's remember, Martin Luther King Jr. said, out of all the injustices, there is nothing more egregious than a lack of health care. That is the fucking truth. That goes back to everything. So, whew, I could probably talk for 18 hours more, but I won't do that to you guys. I just had to go live because I was just kind of stewing in that point of view. My point of view is, even as a fucking blind person, I can see you're full of fucking shit. Sometimes I just need to rant, and you guys get that, thankfully. I did just create a Rumble. I'm going to try streaming on that. YouTube gave me a strike last night for my show and took my show down. Because I showed a clip from Al Jazeera, and it was copywritten. I didn't realize that. So I'm going to try Rumble. So I created an account. You guys give me a follow. And I'm going to try and upload some other videos on there too, and probably do some exclusives to try and get people over so I can kind of start leaving fucking YouTube. But smash the like, smash the follow. If you guys are watching on Twitter, I see a number of you are. Please come over to YouTube and smash subscribe. Even if you're only watching on Twitter, it does help with the algorithm. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to be doing a Spaces probably tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow night on Israel and Palestine. I want to hear from you guys. So if you're on Twitter, you can click on that Twitter Spaces, give me a follow. My Twitter handle is right there on the screen. So basically, if you don't know what Spaces is, you just go on there and you tap the thing that you want to speak, and I click on it. You can say whatever you want and we can have a discussion, or you can just say fuck you, I hate you, and hang up. I mean, it's your show too. Whatever you want to do. Free speech, right? Free Assange. Holy fuck, free Assange. Jesus. Free Assange. Free fucking Assange. Please free Assange. I digress. But yes, tomorrow night, 9 p.m., I will create that link on Twitter right now. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and have a great night.